with distinction and his excellent life. Even from childhood, the man been upright. He ain't just started it in his old age. He been how he ought to be. Moreover, according to the Kadash Abba given law, you notice it ain't called the Mosaic law. That's only in the New Testament that they own that, man. And I think they say that to our peril, man, because it's that talking of that Mosaic that make people think it's okay to play with it. They wouldn't say the things they say if it was called God's law, or the Abba's law or Lewis law. They wouldn't say how they say it. They wouldn't talk with the same sarcasm because they feel like they can play with it because it's Mosaic. But anyway, he declared himself quickly, telling them to send him to Hades. I think this is Greek add-ins. This man wouldn't have said nothing about no Hades. Now, there probably is a Hebrew equivalent to Hades, but he wouldn't have said Hades out of his own mouth. This is crazy. Such pretense is not worthy of our time. Elisa, but I ain't doing that. He said, for many of the young might suppose that Eleazar in his 90th year had gone over to an alien religion. So you think I'm a Christian? No Christian. I ain't anti-Mashiach. You anti-Mashiach. Christian? He said, nah, I'm real. We 10 toes down in the field. Okay? Had gone over to an alien religion, and through my pretense for the sake of the living brief, a brief moment longer, they would be led astray because of me while I defile and disgrace my old age. So in context, he's saying, I don't want to, because the people said, you don't have to eat the unclean meats. You can eat your own meat. Just make it look like it's unclean. He said, man, I don't want people looking at this thinking I didn't did this, so now they think it's okay for them to eat the unclean meat. Because you ain't going to give them the clean meat like you giving me. You're going to give them the unclean meat. They're going to say, well, I could do it because Eleazar did it. If Eleazar did it, I could do it. No. That's what's wrong with y'all. You don't know the book for yourself. You ain't read about Maccabees. You ain't read all of Romans 14. You ain't read 1 Titus chapter 4. I mean, 1 Timothy chapter 4. You ain't read Acts chapter 15. You don't know this stuff. So you're running off. And you doing all this stuff. You're not knowing stuff. So when these questions come up, when these tribulations come up, you fold, man. You don't understand that Paul would never condone eating pork. Never condone it. Now, in regards to strangers, we could say, hey, that's y'all business. But as far as teaching men to eat pork, helping men to eat pork, absolutely not. Absolutely not. What kind of a leader, what kind of a friend, what kind of a teacher, what kind of a representative of the Father would he be to aid and assist, to condone? We see Eleazar said, I don't want people to think this is okay. I'm willing to die for this. And you think Paul, who is counted equal, if not more righteous than even Eleazar is, would condone this? You, my friend, my brother, and my sister, are, as the elders say, sick in the head. Okay? You didn't bumped your head and you're not thinking properly. So that's what this whole thing has been about, man. All praise to the Most High Yah, the creator of the heavens and the earth, the seas, and everything in them. And thanks to his son, Yahushua HaMashiach, man, for knowledge, understanding, and wisdom. And shout out to everybody who tuned in. I hope you hit that like button. I hope you shared. I hope you commented. I don't see no comments. But for any of you who tuned in live, for any of you who tune in later, man, just know, man, that mindset, I know it sound good. I know it sound upbeat that Christ hung it on the cross and all this old stuff, man. Listen, no, not in the least bit. What he hung on the cross was all them years you've been eating pork, all them years you've been worshiping idols, all of them years you've been going against all of the law. He died so that you don't have to be judged for that, for your past and your previous sin. And he's a mediator, and he's a defense attorney for your future uh 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 your future knowledgeable transgressions, right? He's your insurance policy if you should happen to have an accident in the future. Not for you to just be wholly rebellious against the parts of the law that it's within your full power to keep. Now,